watching Melody Lane. With me you're gonna have a great crafting time.
Hello everybody! Ooh, let me make sure we're live. Hopefully. Sure, volume's going. Hello? Oh, okay. We are live, yay! Hello everyone! Usually it's Happy Tuesday, but Happy Wednesday. Which means we're one day closer to Friday than usual, which is fabulous. Hello. Sorry we were going to go live yesterday, but Amazon was a day late with my delivery, and I got it like an hour and 40 minutes after my live was supposed to happen yesterday. So it was a day late and like hour and 40 minutes short, but it came. But I had to have it because it was my colored vellum that we need to use for the stained glass. I'm like, my stained glass card is not very stained glass and not see-through if I don't have my colored vellum. So, hello everyone. Hello Sue, Jamie, Gloria, Mindy. Hello. Oh, Mindy, you're back in Virginia. Are you in Virginia for the holidays? I know it's like turkey time, like really turkey time. Like I had to go to the grocery store early and I'm like, we have to like, it's like, we gotta like start thawing the turkey now. That's crazy. So I have a 23-pound turkey thawing. But how did that happen so fast? Yeah, I did do that, Gloria, that alcohol markers on vellum. I did do that before. I did use the alcohol inks on vellum before, but it didn't just give me universally like color it great. It had some variations in it. So the vellum is the easy way to go. Hello, Tammy. In Virginia for the holidays. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this together. This is a pretty easy card to put together. The only hard part really is the little thin sections because of the stained glass. But I did actually, I'll show at the end too, and I did do a variation of the window. If you were here on Saturday when I designed it, I showed a dove where I actually like cut out the dove and put it in the stained glass too. And I did make that just so I could show two different versions. Hello. Oh, so exciting. I know, wasn't that fun to finally have a Joy Extra box? I know many of our Patreons when we were in Savannah, several of them were like, oh, I'd love a Joy Extra box. And we finally got a Joy Extra box. So, all right, let's go ahead and flip over here. There we go. It was, Jamie. It really was such a great box. Okay. Our little, I know I was just cutting literally right before we went live because I was like, do I want my berries and glitter cardstock? I don't know. So I just cut those up too so I can then decide. All right. Scoot this over here. All right. So for this card, you're going to have, this is going to be your base piece here. And so we're just going to go ahead and fold that in the middle there. And then you have another piece back here that you're going to fold a valley. So it's going to go and fold out. And then with this base piece, you have this piece here, which we're going to go ahead and attach to. You do have a score line right up here at the top of this. So you just go ahead and bend that up. Thanks, Gloria. I know, Christmas will be here before we know it. Oh, crazily. Okay. Do we want to decorate it first? I'm going to go ahead on our bottom piece here. I'm going to go ahead and put, that's going to glue on like that. I'm going to go ahead and put the sentiment piece. Don't go throwing things. My sentiment piece is going to go here, and then I want to grab these pieces. Now this is an easel card, so it is going to sit up on it. So for the blank, I call it the plaque. I don't know what the name really is, but I call this part the plaque of it. For this, I cut glitter cardstock, but then I did 3 layers of value cardstock too. But then we're going to glue that together because that is going to give the height so it can, the easel part can sit on it. But I'm going to glue the easel part on after I get the card put together so I can make sure exactly where I want it. Oh, matless is great, Mindy. Anytime you can use matless, man, it just saves time. You don't have to brayer it down. You just put it in, it goes, it cuts fastly. I love that. Now I'm going to take my pin out. I swear my pin has been playing Houdini lately, so I'm going to set that here. Hopefully it does not leave me. Anybody have any things? Ooh, anybody have any Thanksgiving Day projects they got to do still? All right, so just go ahead and take this and glue this on here. Okay, I'm going to lay that right there. We're going to go ahead and glue together this window, the stained glass. All right, so for the stained glass, we have 3 pieces here. So we're going to go ahead and glue first the red vellum. And I did put a link in the description below to the colored vellum on Amazon. But you get all different colors with it. So we're going to go ahead and glue this on. Just make sure you have it in the right direction before you glue it. Let me make sure these line up. Which they do. I'm just going to go ahead and turn this one. Oh, you're cutting some Thanksgiving cards now. Oh, and I got a post about it, but there is a new Stitch Lovers. There is a new Christmas Stitch set, and there's a new Stitch Hanukkah set. Which is so amazing. Mindy, I wanted to tell you about that. I was like, oh, Stitch? And Hanukkah? Okay, now when we glue this, we want to go around the outside, and we're not gonna glue every little line. That would be kind of crazy. But what you want to do is you kind of want to stay to the outside of the filled in pieces, because you don't want to see all the glue coming through the stained glass either. And speaking of image sets, there is a new Peanuts Holiday digital mystery box too. With that's got 4 different sets of Christmas Peanuts, which I did do a video showing all the images in that too, if anybody would like to look at that. And another thing I thought of putting this on with is spray adhesive, like a repositionable spray adhesive, because you could just spray it and then stick it. I wasn't sure how on the vellum, if it was all sprayed and stuck, like I didn't know if it was going to leave. I should have tested it and see how that looked. But it'd be really easy if you could just squirt it with your spray adhesive, let it sit a minute, and then go ahead and put it on. Now I'm just looking for anywhere where there's like a big gap without one of these pieces, and I'm just putting like a tiny dab of glue just to try to hold down that. Which I know over here there's a part. Alright, then I just... Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put this on our back piece of vellum, which is just clear vellum. And then get that lined up at the bottom there. And we're going to push that down on there. And it doesn't take much glue at all. Oh, Tammy, just start, if you're new, just start with something simple, like whatever you're interested in. Like if you want to start with a card, just go ahead and go into simple cards. And now in Design Space 2, there's all sorts of projects to choose from. And there's the videos too. Just do a beginner video and start with something simple and then just build from there. Tammy, what kind of projects are you most interested in doing? Oh, I'm glad Melody could help you. Ah, I see what you're saying, Mindy. Yes, we have so many helpful friends in here and in the group too. So Tammy, don't be afraid to ask a question on something because we have all been new and we all are willing to help. And what machine are you working with, Tammy? Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go ahead and glue this piece on. Again, just make sure you're gluing the right so it lines up. So if you've been around, you know that is something I am likely to screw up. But this piece especially, this would be perfect for that spray adhesive. Just spray it, let it sit for a minute. Once you let that spray adhesive that's repositionable sit for a minute, then you can move it. Which, gotta have that. Now this you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, are we gluing all of those little pieces? We're not. We're not gluing all the little lines. We are gonna dab some in places. I'm gonna have a design in the center that's gonna hold most of that down too. So when I'm doing these little dots of glue, I'm just making sure they are gonna hold down areas where my design will be. But I'll put a couple where they are too. Have you guys seen Alex's post? Alex is doing some really cool car camping. They're out in Florida. I don't know if I could camp in my car. I'd like do it for a day and then I'd be like, I need a real bed. This is not working. This would probably be easier if I set this down too, but I've got it. I'm just going with it. Okay. And let's go ahead and line up. Obviously getting it lined up is very important because these are going to overlap and they have these thin lines. Alright. And then I'm just going to take my brayer here and go over this too. Help stick it all down and... Smaller than an RV. I love that, Mindy. I wish that would be. Thanks, Tammy. So this is the stained... On this side a little bit. I pulled it off. But this is the stained glass window part here. So when you put a light behind it, I got my little LED tea light. Let me make sure you use a LED tea light. And you don't have to use a tea light because just the light, it's hard to see. But as you see with the light, you're going to see the light's going to shine through there. All right, so we can go ahead and set that part aside. Let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces together here. Yeah, thank goodness for LED tea lights, right, guys? Because we would not be making this card if there was not, if you had to use regular tea lights. Something about candle and cardstock just doesn't really go together. Anybody know what their next Christmas project is they're making? Trying to decide. Do I make a banner? I just made stockings. I don't know if you guys seen, but I just did like peppermint swirl stockings. Now I want to make like a peppermint swirl and a gingerbread banner. I got some ornaments I want to do. It's the problem. There's just so much to do. Wait, light up ice cubes. What were we talking about? Oh, light up. Oh, I had to think about that, Mindy. I'm like, light up ice cubes. Oh, that's a smart idea. You can put it behind the stained glass and they change colors too. Some of those change colors. That's a really smart idea. All right, we have that stacked up, but I'm going to go ahead and put the letters on here. At first, I cut them in regular cardstock, and then I was like, no, I want glitter cardstock. Mary and so these are all one piece, but they are just each one's just a couple pieces. So I'm gonna lay those out. Grab my tweezers. Okay. First, I am going to go ahead and place the and in the middle so I can go ahead and figure, or actually, let's lay these all out. Because it's not quite in the center, because this word's a little longer. I'll just try to... Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with my and here. Bags with money, pull boxes. Ooh, Gloria, that's awesome. Yeah, that is true. Who doesn't like money? And they can buy whatever their heart desires. I know, as the kids get older, it's like less and less under the tree because they're just, yeah, they're like, I want money. I need to start putting money in big boxes and wrapping it so it looks like we got something. Oh, waterproof mini LED light, Sherry. That's a really good idea. Ooh, a nutcracker. All right, I'm gonna do this part of Mary next. Oops. Let's try to weed that out. Just like to think about how I'm laying them, so I'll have enough room. So I like to start at the middle. Lots of times, because I find if I try to start at an end, I'll do the same thing when I'm doing like iron-on or vinyl too. If I start at the end, like I don't have enough room and then I'm cramming it into too small of a spot or something, but if I start in the middle and then build out, they seem to do much better. I already have my tree decorated. We never decorated this early, but we were snowed in last Monday. My hubby was off, and it's like, let's decorate the tree. So we did. We'll still have the kids come over and add family ornaments when we're all together, but... All right. Alright, now I'm going to take my bee. Although I did say we did decorate the inside, and then my hubby's like, should we do the outside? Which is just a couple things. But I told the hubby, absolutely not. We will be judged. I was like, decorating inside the house is one thing. Decorating outside, the neighbors know. There's 2 more pieces. Oh, Mindy, that'll be fun. You get to decorate this year. Well, you will have to take pictures and show us how you decorate your golf cart. I know my parents usually have some kind of light up lights, and they'll put like Santa in the back, and sometimes getting glitter cardstock to stick to glitter can be difficult. And today I'm using Barely Art glue, which is good for so much, but I found that Nuvo, which I have in my glue press, but it's just, I forgot the top on it and it's dried out. That Nuvo, the glitter sticks to glitter really good with that stuff. I have to order some more. Okay. And oddly enough, this does not have a dotted eye. There's no dot for the eye, which I don't know how I feel about. I feel like I need to dot the eye, but it's legit not on there at all. It didn't cut. I thought I missed it when I weeded it, and then I did it, and I'm like, no, it really doesn't have a dotted eye. But, so that's glitter cardstock on cardstock there. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and put together our candle piece here. Oh, that does, Mindy. It does look like a mid-century modern. Just looking at this, making sure I get this. Don't have this turned the wrong way. That one's closer on that side. Okay. All right, so we are going to go ahead and put our candles on first. This is actually a pretty easy card to put together too. Just glue it in, no hard folds or anything, so it goes together pretty easy. Oh, a tiny gemstone for the dot. That's a good idea. Oh my gosh, Jay, Craft by Jay, is that not the truth? So easy to leave the dots for the eye. Lots of times when I do one, if you look at my little box here, I even have like little pieces that look like dots that were cut out. Oh, they were cut out of the little holly berries. And I keep them just in case, but I usually have an extra thing that looks like a dot for like my eye for my project in case I lose said dot before I make it, because I know those things love to disappear. All right, so we got that piece there. My phone is delayed. My phone just gave me the "We are live" message. So with this, there's 2 different candles. The one that's flat on the left side, that's going to be the candle that goes on the left. And then this one has a little drip on the side, and then that will fit into the offset there. Yep, this is a card I created in Design Space. On Saturday's live, you can see how I created it. I showed how I made it there. Okay, next let's put the flames on. Alright, the big flame's gonna go in the middle. Hi, Pammy. Yes, any of the projects you see us create and put together, all of them are going to be available to our Patreons. There's over 1,200, over 1,300, I believe now, projects, and they're all done within Design Space, so there's nothing you have to export. and bring in. But we do use Design Space images and fonts, obviously, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to share the project with you. So if you have Cricut access, you get the most out of it. But you can also go into our 24/7 crafting Zoom, which I don't know if any of our ladies chatting are in there right now. Trying to see if these two are the same size. I think this one is a little tinier. Doesn't really make much difference though, because they fit perfectly, both of them. Yes, if you're looking for the Patreon password, it is on the pinned post. It'll say secret password. Under that, it will have the 4-digit code to get into the supported projects on melodylaneinspired.com. And it will have the link to the crafting Zoom too. So you can go ahead and go into the crafting Zoom. But when I put this up, I'm going to put 2 different versions of this because I want to put this one and then I will show you guys the dove I made too. Which you could do the dove for Christmas, but I thought it would be a really good sympathy card too. Because it's a dove of peace. And I just thought it would, you know, maybe bring some comfort and have that stained glass, just a pretty light up dove in remembrance. And then I cut the berries out of regular cardstock. But then right before I went live seconds, I was like, no, I need some glitter berries. So we'll have to decide. I think we might do the glitter berries. All right, now we just have to put the pieces of leaves. You're gonna have 2 big ones and 2 little ones. Oh, did you guys see any of my people who like fabric? Michael's is getting, when I went in Michael's the other day, it said fabric is here. So they are getting a bunch of fabric in, which I know is great because I know a lot of people are like, where do I get my fabric now? So apparently fabric is coming to Michael's. That piece. Just make sure you get those flipped in position. I lose. All right, and then this little piece is going to go down here. These maybe are these. They are slightly different though, so just make sure you lay them out and get them. Know which one's going where. Trying to move that a little bit. That sucker is stuck. All right, and then this leaf here. Okay. So this one here is going to go there, so it leaves room for a berry there. At first I was like, oh no, did I glue the wrong piece? But I did not. Thankfully. Oh, that's very true, Mindy. Some are much larger than others. I feel like ours here are pretty good size. I don't really know where, I thought the same thing though, like where are they putting the fabric? There doesn't seem to be room. Alright, there's that. And then we have the 4 berries. Okay, guys, in the comments, vote. Should I do glitter berries? Or should I just do the regular cardstock? So do regular or glitter in the comments. And let me know. There's with some sparkle. Or I can just do regular. Ah, Sue, yes, I heard that too about Ollie's. Obviously glitter, duh. I know that's how I feel too. Usually, Mindy. But I'm going to have to go to Ollie's and check to see if they have the Cricut Bright 360 lights. I know, people were getting them for $29.99. Somebody had one with like a ticket on it for like $5 or something crazy like that. Glitter, 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 yay. Ah. Gloria, your granddaughter got to see the new Wicked already? Oh my gosh. I am so jealous. I told my kids all I want for my birthday is for them to go see Wicked with me. So we're going to go. My birthday is, I think it's the day after Thanksgiving. I'm not sure on that. Yeah, it is. My birthday is the day after Thanksgiving. So we're not going to go then. It's going to be really busy. And I got to get a day that works for all 3, which is hard now. Very hard. There's only 2 days a week. That's possible with my husband with his schedule, and then the kids, see if either of those days work for them. But I will go see it before long. And I think Dorothy's in this, which Wizard of Oz is my favorite movie ever. So wait, are you talking about the light, Sue? Do you want the light? And then these little berries, too, just make sure you get them laid out to see how they go before you glue them. If I see the light, I'm buying another one. The one I have has worked perfectly since I got it, and it's fine. But they are LED, and eventually it's going to run out, so I can already have my backup before it... It should be a long time. Those LEDs last, I can't remember the number, but it was like if you left it running, if you left your lamp running for, it was like years, like on 24 hours a day. The lights were supposed to last like a couple of years, I think. I'm just trying to figure out which way this one goes in exactly. I think it's like that. I just pulled this off because I was like, oh, there's glue in the middle. But then when I looked at it, hold on. I don't know if you guys could see, but the little white dot was in there. Like it must have been folded behind it because it looked like it was weeded. But when I put the glue on there, it showed up. So I just pulled that off so I can pull that out of there. And just put it back together. Alright, now that is just glue in the middle. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry so you don't see the glue. But we have our glass piece done there. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the base here, how we're gonna glue it. So you're gonna have this at the front and it is offset. So when you do this, I don't know if you can see, but the arches don't line perfectly up, but that's because when it's open, they do. So what we're gonna wanna do here is the part at the top before the score lines, we are gonna glue these sections together like that. Don't go over. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and glue those together. Yeah, he's car camping, Sue. Alex is car camping somewhere. I know. He's in, I believe he's still in Florida. Oh, did Mindy or Jimmy get the... Yeah, 10,000 hours. That was a lot of hours for your light. Okay, so we have that glued together. Now we're going to go ahead. I'm going to take this piece, and we folded the flap up here at the end where it's scored, and we are going to glue that to the back of the easel piece here. So that flap is going to go behind there. And then when you do this, put this down on the flap, but then fold it over too, because you want to make sure you don't go past where it folds or it won't fold. So while the glue is wet, just go ahead and fold this over on it. And then just hold it down. Okay, so we have the easel part now. We can go ahead and glue this. This is going to be what the easel piece stays back on, so it can't come forward. So we can go ahead and put glue on this. Alex is out frolicking somewhere. It's like my favorite word lately is frolicking. I love frolicking. Alexa asked me what we were doing one day, and I was like, we're gonna go frolic in fall foliage, and she's like, that sounds magical. And I'm like, I thought so too. Alright, so then we can go ahead and take this and place this where we want. Which I think for the file, I'll change this slightly before I put it on the site, because I would like to make, I went ahead and glued this on, but if you can see, this paper comes down below it, and I'd rather just cut it so it doesn't, so then you don't get that. That is there. And then we're gonna go ahead and glue our candle onto our stained glass window here. So this part's not gonna be see-through because we did that with cardstock, but I will show you one that I did with that is see-through, pretty much the whole thing, minus the very, very center. Gallivanting, that's a good word too. That is a really good word, Sue. I feel like on Scrabble, that's a really good word too. Gallivanting. I gotta put that in my vocabulary to use. I like that. So this is just an offset I did of the candle grouping, but then there was like pretty much no hole to cut out of the candle, so I did just make a little bit bigger hole, but it was still really tiny, so I just, on these two candles, so I just took the, my weeder and poked it through. That way hopefully just a little light comes through that area. Alright, so we have that. Place that on there. Goal is to have the candles not crooked. We'll go ahead and roll over it with that. And then there's our window with our candle. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and glue this on here, but you are just going to go ahead and glue around the outside edge of this. I don't hear anybody say gallivanting anymore, and I think we need to bring that word back because I like it. Oops, okay. Well, let's just center it. Go ahead and let that dry for a second. All right. Okay. All right, so folded flat. We have our card like this, and then you pull it up, and it says, "Wishing you a Christmas that is merry and bright." And then you can pull it back as an easel, and then it stays up like that. And then I'll show you what it looks like. Well, kind of, because the lights are on. It's not dark here, but with the tea lights. Let's see. Which, if you put this on a table where there's like a, this is hard to show in the, right, but if you put this on a table where there's even like some light, the light shines through actually. It's hard to show here in the, it does shine through everywhere, but it's just so bright here. I don't know how to make it dark. But it does, it's hard to see. But as you can see, as I move this around, it shines through. So when you set the card somewhere, you totally see the stained glass effect everywhere. But you can just put it somewhere where there's a light source. Like I set it, because I made my practice one before I did this one, you know, make sure everything went together. And I just had it sitting on my table, and it had a light, and it just totally shined everywhere through it too. Which I have a bright light over here, so it's hard to see. So that is that one. And then you just leave it up and you have a cute, you can kind of see when I put it on the side there, display. But then I also did this dove one, which this one is set on top, but on the video on Saturday I showed you how to slice it out too and inset it. So this dove, it's all even layers. It's sliced out and put in, but then, and it looks really pretty. Like I put it in a, went and put it in a dark room, but then it has the blue lights and then it shines all the way through. So I'll go ahead and put both versions. So we have this one and that one. Thanks guys. Hi Dawn. Yay. Yes, I'll go ahead and put these up in our Patreon projects. And then if you guys make any you make, please post them in the groups and tag us. Because we love to see them. I love to see when people use our creations. And it's hard to see. But by putting the glue around the outside, it really helps. Because you don't want to put the glue in the center of all these, like the red pieces, because you would see it coming through. But, yeah. You can just set it up and you got a pretty little thing that glows. So. Now I'm going to put my pin in my glue before I forget. I've been so bad at this lately, like so bad. Yes, everybody have a great rest of your week. I know Thanksgiving is Thursday. Hopefully we have some new image sets on Friday to go over with you guys. Because next Friday is the day after Thanksgiving, and it's my birthday. So we won't be live then. But hopefully Friday. But we do have the new Peanuts image sets and some other ones. So hopefully Friday we can go live with you guys. And then Saturday Alex will be live designing something. I'm not sure yet what. He probably doesn't know yet what either. But Saturday at noon Eastern. Oh, let me tell you what I used. Good point, Tammy. So I used the colored vellum. The colored vellum is in the description below. And then I used the Cricut glitter cardstock for these pieces, the plaque and the letters. This is Cricut medium cardstock, but every other piece of cardstock I used for the, oops, I forgot that was in there. For the candles and everything, this is all Cricut value cardstock. So just the base was medium cardstock, value cardstock, and then glitter cardstock, and then colored vellum. That was everything that was used in the project. Yeah, the dove's like really peaceful too when you, it'll be hard to see, you won't be able to see it on there. But when you put it on there, and it gets the light, the dove, that's what I thought. It was just like a peaceful, serene image. Yes, value is 65-pound cardstock, and then the medium is the 80-pound cardstock. You could even, too, go 100-pound cardstock on the card base if you want, but the 80 is fine, actually. But the value cardstock works perfectly for everything, and I love the smooth texture of it, because some things I want that texture, but some things I just want the smooth texture. So, thank you guys for joining. So glad my colored vellum came. I'm like, man, if it doesn't come again, what am I going to do? What were my options? So, all right, guys, we will see you. Hopefully, we'll see you Friday. Hopefully, we have some new stuff. And we did start another giveaway. So we had one at the beginning of the month, and we just started a new one. So if you haven't entered 10 times a day, get your entries in. Yep, this one, when I put it in the Patreon, in our projects, it is called Stained Glass Candle Tealight Christmas Card. So that will be the name of it. So you'll just be able to search for that and then find it there. But if you guys have any questions, find it, let me know. And we will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Have a fabulous week. We don't have any snow, so that to me is fabulous. All right.